RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode. What it do? But yeah, final topic.
Final topic. Spence.
Yeah. Cause we ain't really get on boxing like that in a minute, so that shit just kind of flowing.
Yeah, so I mean, that one. I mean, Spence and Danny Garcia. Now I know. I mean, most people understand now, kind of like the news, that Spence and Garcia, are probably set to do a pay-per-view sometime later this year. But the most interesting thing is regarding Errol Spence. Now, as we all know, Errol Spence, I mean, his last fight out was an absolutely bruising war with Sean Porter, which he won, a close one, and then a couple weeks later, he got himself into a little accident.
That accident was a little.
Traffic was undefeated.
You don't have the same fucking damn car accident scene from the fucking what's that movie with Eddie Murphy and Dick Nolte?
48 Hours.
Yeah, with the fucking bus flipping over like that and call it a little accident.
I was just trying to soften the blow. Yeah, it was a horrible accident. And in Errol Spence, he was lucky to get away with that with his life. So now, obviously, you would think that, I mean, he would need a whole lot of recovery because, like a human body can only take so much punishment. You have a bruising war like you did, and then you get into the car accident like that. You should really take it easy, and on your comeback, you should really work your way back slowly. And the last time we heard him talk, the first time we heard him talk after the accident, he was slurring his speech. He was talking a little funny. And then, I think it was like, oh, he has to get new teeth. The swelling has to go down.
What was that PBC card where we all seen him on again talking with Brian Kenny, and we was like, damn, why does nigga still look beat up?
Was it the Gary Russell card, or was it a Showtime card? I don't remember what it was. I think it was sometime in February, I think. I don't remember which card was that. But all I know is that all I know is that he looked off. He looked completely off. He didn't even look cute.
He was still looking like the damn press continue screen in Street Fighter and shit.
Oh man, but the issue now is, I mean, obviously, because he was actually, this little pandemic right now is probably it was good in terms of getting more added rest and healing and stuff like that. But someone like that, should probably get a tune-up. And now, unfortunately, with him, he holds 2 of the welterweight belts. So it's like, he's in a position like, you have to do something with it. But personally, he should be. I think he should fight a soft touch. He needs it just to see, can he actually take some shots? But instead, he's not just going to, and he's actually going to go ahead and defend it against the man he was supposed to originally go to before, Danny Garcia. And
I give him props for that.
Called Josito Lopez.
I give him props for that. Coming straight off of the accident to fight Danny Garcia. I mean, we'll see what it is, but I'd rather him not but it is what it is. I don't want no excuses regarding what happens because you already know if he comes back and he's not right and he looks bad or worse, he gets beat. People are gonna be like, oh, well, Spence only lost because of the car accident, yada 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 yada. It was just like, oh god.
The spirit of the car was in the crowd every single time.
All them excuses are gonna come out.
It's a legit X factor. I mean, you can't really ignore it.
No.
But it's the kind of life Spence was living too, man.
It is a legit
dude be turned
factor,
up, man. You see the videos.
Well, it's funny because we have a certain other welterweight that went through some shit and hasn't been quite right since. And yet, motherfuckers don't keep that same energy.
That's also true.
And you already know.
And he did the tune-up that everybody wanted. Instead, he should have fought. Won the tune-up clean, but everybody cries because he almost got knocked out in one moment during the fucking fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, it was honestly.
If anybody doesn't know who we're talking about Mr. Keith Thurman. So in case you didn't get it.
It was the Fury Volin fight for welterweight division.
Yes.
Fury versus IKEA. I remember that card.
Yeah. I mean, in this case, I don't think Keith had the type of. Keith didn't have the type of accident. Keith just got injured, some regular nigga shit.
No, he did have. Well, remember he fought Sean Porter coming off a car crash. Remember that? Like, remember in 2000?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
And it got pushed back because Keith got into a car accident.
And then it's like they leaked the damn sparring footage, and that's what told me then I was like, yeah, Thurman will beat him.
Yeah,
they did that just to check niggas. Like, hold on, like, don't worry, we'll see this again. Like,
we can't forget how that fight got canceled because me and you had tickets for that shit because it was in fucking Connecticut. That was a high-powered card. And this nigga got injured though, and we had to cancel shit, and then we eventually saw that fight in New York, but I was pissed.
New York.
No, not peace, probably not pissed.
I was happy. No, I wasn't pissed. Shit.
Of course.
Damn, like if somebody from Ring Gang ended up being happy, I think it could be a good night.
Exactly.
It was a good night. It was a good night of boxing.
I said, don't you be in New York all the time and shit? Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, this nigga act like he had to go to Alaska to see this shit. Like,
nigga, I'm from CT. I wanted to see a CT fight. I want to see that car was beast. I wanted to see Thurman Porter in Connecticut at one of my old haunts.
All the fights, y'all get the fuck out of here. No motherfucker.
I'm
from Florida.
We don't get no CT fights no more.
Relax, you two. Relax.
Florida get fights once every 4 years.
Leap year fights.
Yeah. Shit. In case in point, I was at that the last fucking two.
Oh my god, that one with like no seats. That card.
Yeah, like so. That's the whole irony of it. Like, I'm the only Ring Gang nigga that been to a fight this year. So.
And that's ironic too.
It was like the World Star Hip Hop cards. It was like the one. You just didn't expect it was gonna be cheap.
We'll do this one favor for Florida, because the year gonna fuck up. We'll do it early in the year. And there you go.
And the way it's looking too, if Florida might be the state for other fights, he might be the only one that might actually go see a fight this year live.
Florida's the new mecca for fights.
Yeah.
I fight in Florida, shit. Like, so-and-so fought there. Who? I heard Floyd fought a guy once. Like, word? Yeah, some valet guy in Miami, nigga. Like, oh, really?
It's like, yo, you know what the best things they give you about those like Florida cards? Lawn chairs, nigga. They give you absolute lawn chairs if you're there in time.
Nah, it depends on who's gonna be promoting. I mean, Eddie Hearn, if he do some proper reconnaissance, if Hearn do some proper reconnaissance, he might could get a dope card popping off again. So
yeah, that card. Shit. He just went to Google Maps and just went to Google Earth. He was just like, that's good enough. They have chairs naturally, right?
Nah, them niggas had to make the whole arena. Shit. So that's what Florida. That's what I'm saying. That's what Florida get. Like, shit with the Spence Garcia fight, that need to be in Dallas Stadium. That should be huge.
Yeah, no, it definitely needs to be in a place like that. Everyone can see it, but I mean,
sir,
but
everything is going to have to be at the fucking Barclays. Jeez.
I can see it now. It's good.
I'll bring it to damn Connecticut before that. Like,
but regarding the fight itself, do you think obviously Spence is taking a big risk? Because like I said, Danny is a lot of things. He's a caveman. Danny Garcia is
dude. Danny's a caveman. What the fuck is Carl Froch?
He's a caveman too. They're all cavemen.
What level, bitch? Like the
Unga
fuck?
unga.
Like you got like Homo sapien, Homo erectus, Homo galactate, Homo this that, like
Homo Thanos.
like so it's like
Once a caveman, well, they just have, well, in this case, you know, Danny has one of them caveman that has an autistic caveman chins because
And 6 toes.
yeah, 6 toes.
Listen, sound like you're describing a fucking mutant. Like you're trying to make this dude.
6 toes, nigga.
You're trying to make him seem like he a Morlock with like a left hook.
I was thinking Toxic Crusaders, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
That's Dervianchenko, bruh.
Dervianchenko's a Toxic Crusader.
No one's seen him after the Golovkin fight.
That
I
is
don't know
true.
if he healed or whatever.
He might not even exist.
He was at the Charlo fight.
You think he was?
Or it could have been a doppelganger.
Exactly.
Heyman out here
Be a
getting
third
clones
eye,
and
baby.
shit.
Yo, P, my Kofi just arrived in the mail too.
Now it's got to get smacked off.
but I mean,
It's got anti-smacking technology.
but in terms of, I mean, this fight, I mean, obviously, I mean, Spence can, I mean, obviously Spence could either be like, okay, I don't have the chin for this anymore. I took too much damage. And then, do you honestly think that Dan can actually catch him? I mean, it depends how he fights him, obviously. If Spence goes balls to the walls, with this guy, and so it starts trading with him.
I mean, I'm already picking Swift to win, man. Just like your scorecard already got Swift losing the first 6 rounds. I think Swift, bruh. Look, man, I'm gonna just break it down to you like this on some real boxing shit. Just the style matchup itself favors Swift more than it does Spence, because I feel like Spence has to fight a certain way to win. Like, but I don't think he is capable of fighting that the whole fight or enough to win the dominant rounds. Like,
I'm curious about that. Like, what is the certain way you're talking about?
it's like Spence has the arm length and reach for to keep Garcia out.
Mm-hmm.
He has a real good jab, especially for this era. Sorry, but I don't think he has the footwork that is gonna befuddle Garcia like that. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he has the agility, the footwork. It's not as quick, isn't as smooth. I don't think he has it like he can't Thurman himself a win.
Yeah.
And the thing is, but I'm just saying, because like I think, and the thing is, I think he might lean more over to trying to do that instead of just trying to just push.
Okay,
Nah,
so
yeah, he can't do that. He can't play. He can't play that.
But that's the
Okay.
thing, because
Real quick here.
Hold on, because look, he did that shit with Mikey Garcia, who is a great puncher, but I don't think is the puncher Danny Garcia is. And he doesn't have the physicality or the overall strength and size of a Danny Garcia. And he did that. I think Swift footwork is better than the Mikey Garcia, and I don't think he's gonna damn give up like Mikey Garcia did.
I think we will see. Maybe we might see if Spence plays it safe coming back. I don't know, but you can't. I don't know. It's really hard because you can't. I don't. Can he really? The car accident.
You can't beat Danny Garcia playing it safe, and if you don't have elite footwork, your footwork got to be Pacquiao.
Well, because him being on the inside, him fighting Danny on the inside actually favors Danny.
Only if he keeps trying to make exchanges. See, he's gonna have to fucking be first with Danny and get Danny going backward, and then reset. Make Danny try to come to him. Keep doing shit like that, cause if he gets in prolonged exchanges, Danny is like murder with those catching counters and the closed eyes, right hands and left hooks, and he knows how to just aim and just get leverage on all his inside shots and that real compact and sharp. And he has a chin. He believes in it. Like that's more his game. Like Spence, especially with Spence having the longer arms, he don't want to get on the inside and keep doing that. Great body puncher, and on the inside his body punches is deadly. He good, but he's not Riddick Bowe on the fucking inside. He's not even Paul Williams on the inside.
Yeah.
So nobody will ever be Paul
that.
Williams.
Huh?
Nobody will ever be Paul Williams on the inside.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like when I look at the levels, like you're gonna have to be really good on the inside to consistently beat Danny Garcia and especially stay in there.
That's fair, because I know one of the things that generally sticks out for Danny Garcia, for me and one buddy of mine here, is he's fairly deceptive in looking like he's getting hit when he's not. He likes to play possum a lot, like make you think you're getting something, and then he'll catch you while you're throwing. Right. And the biggest thing about it is, as Pete pointed out, that special toe, he knows how to stand his ground and throw.
Right.
And he has great battling. Like you've only seen him rock a few times, like. And
those are people who like threw everything at him.
Yeah, and he's fought puncher. His chin is certified. Like Spence, for all we know, he still hasn't fought a real puncher. He finally fought a
Porter
real.
Hurt him.
Huh?
Porter hurt him too.
Yeah, thank you. Like he just fought a real welterweight in his prime.
Sorry,
and
I missed
Porter
the
got
name.
mileage.
Oh, Porter. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I missed the name.
Yeah, and Porter got mileage, but he has no eye injury. He never fought at middleweight. He ain't fight no boogeyman at middleweight. Eubanks ain't stepped aside for him or nothing. So, I'm like, God damn, like stay on point, like stop shooting everybody. But none of that.
How to rob.
So none of that happened for Porter, but he still had tough fights and mileage, but he didn't never look like we would say Porter's past it. Like Ugas was just a bad fight to me. And neither one of them dudes look good in that fight.
Right.
If you had Ugas winning, yeah, whatever, who cares? You had Porter winning, yeah, who cares, whatever. If you enjoyed the fight, get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, that's what that is. I seen one motherfucker keep looking at the other dude too long. And then they both change positions doing that shit for 12 rounds. It just one guy got the benefit of the doubt and he kind of made his staring matches a little better. So everybody underrates him and say, nah, man, well, a lot of the Spence fans just got real loud. That's what it was. They got louder than all the guys who was on the real shit. Like, man, Porter gave everybody a hard fight. Like, no. Spence gonna beat his ass. No, Spence is the truth. He a dog. He this, he that. He was like that one guy that was always in Jeff Lacey's corner that was always shouting, like, hyping people up. I don't know his name, like, he had this drip on, he be in the suits and shit, and he always be hyping shit up, like. But y'all, if you watch boxing, y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how everybody was sounding like that. Who's a Spence fan? Fight come, what happened? Fight of the year, back and forth.
Yeah.
Damn knockdown pretty much clinches it for him.
Yeah, but Spence takes a lot of punches. Spence gets lit up.
Yeah, he gets, and like King P said, he actually gets hurt a couple times. Like literally rocked. Like his head was snapping back.
And it's like part of his style. Like even when he like wants to stalk people down, you don't really see him try to like slip or any kind of like.
Porter's not even a big puncher like that. He's just strong. So when I saw Porter rocking his head back like that and hurting him, I'm like, I already know Danny and Thurman eyes was lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, fuck that. Pacquiao had a glimmer in one of his eyes. I mean, I think I could land that straight left a few good times.
Let me talk to my promoter. That's not Bob Allen.
No. Shit, like Bobby Pacquiao might be able to land something.
Bobby Pacquiao, oh my god.
Everybody started thinking they could land something. I mean, this is the thing, like there's a few fights. Like Porter's one of those guys. His punching delivery is like spotty, meaning like you don't see his best punches in every fight.
No, because most of the time, except for those odd moments, all his punches look exactly the same. One of the biggest things that usually sticks out for him is he stays on top of you, literally, physically on top of you. He's literally not leaving you alone like some drunk at a bar who just wants to start a fight with you for no good reason.
Oh, so he's that one guy who, you know, he bought the chick when that one drink and she gave him that one dance and it was cool, but, you know, he just stuck there the whole fucking night.
Yo, why you talking to my girl, though? Why you talking to my girl? I love her, though. Yo, what you doing? What you doing, huh?
Like he don't want to leave her. Like, you know, like, nigga, it was just one drink, chill. So
he doesn't even know the girl's name.
So it's like, yo, get out of here with that shit. Like, come on. But like with Spence, like, and the way Porter, and then that's the thing with the way Porter fights, like in the Eric Boone fight, he was getting leverage on those shots after he was done getting outboxed.
Right.
The Paulie Malignaggi fight, he was getting leverage on those punches. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see the big punches like that in the other fights though.
Right.
Like you saw him in the Thurman fight on some spots.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those were like some chase down type of werewolf punches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when you use the Paulie fight as an example, I'm like, that's the most extreme example. It was literally like
he has other examples though where like Porter lands some good shots where you're like, okay.
Porter's thing is like he's capable of landing good shots. He just always stuffs his own shots by accident almost every single time.
Right. I mean, look, he beat Danny Garcia. Was there any memorable punch that you remember from fucking Sean Porter in that fight?
Hell no.
I just remember him flying face first.
Now think about it now. Think about the Spence fight, and there's like 3 or 4 times you can remember Porter is like landing hellacious ass shots, and Spence is backing up or his head goes back, and you're like, wow, damn.
Well, you can even see it in like Spence's expression. He was just like, this guy just won't stop coming forward.
Yeah, so it's like if you're having these type of moments with Porter repeatedly, you know you can't have a fight like that with Danny Garcia.
Right.
I feel like stylistically, because Danny's not the kind of guy who comes forward like that, it might be a little bit different. Not even a little. It'll be a good chunk different. It's just a case of like which version of either one of them shows up.
Right.
Nah, no, I feel you, but that depends if Spence tries to get off first. If he allows Danny Garcia to get aggressive with him and he doesn't check him, it could be like some Granado shit where Garcia just gets zoned in and he just, once he starts letting off on you, he just keeps it going and you can't break out of it.
Yep.
That's true. It's just, I guess the way I'm looking at it is it's like and the thing is like he only acted that way for that one fight. If he starts it off like he was going maybe a little bit faster for that time, like he was going with Mikey, he might get a better idea what Danny might do, but at the same time, I have no clue what he's going to do when they do fight.
Yeah, the thing is, see, Danny Garcia, he works a little bit more for his counter punches than Mikey does.
He does, but at the same time, like, he's willing to, like, eat a shot to come forward and things like that. Mikey's just like, he's too much of a perfectionist.
Yeah, and he gets discouraged a lot more than Danny Garcia. Like Danny Garcia, he'll get discouraged in little spots.
He doesn't get discouraged at all. Like that dude just he
got discouraged in that fucking Thurman fight.
I was gonna say, if you have Danny's dad in your corner, you're not gonna get discouraged for shit. Otherwise, you're gonna either want to get this guy section.
Low key, he got discouraged in the Porter fight too. Mm-hmm. Like Danny has his moments where you're like, damn, dude, if you kind of hustled a little more, you could kind of swing a momentum to your side. Yeah, I mean, but then sometimes he lets the moment escape him. Like as soon as Thurman got in his mind where, man, yeah, you know what? I won enough early rounds. I could outbox him from here. Take my foot off the gas and just footwork him bare minimum and win these rounds. He ain't gonna come after me. If Orlando Salido would never let that happen.
No.
Pascal would never let that happen.
No. Both those guys legitimately hold
Jared Hurd wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, even Jared Hurd. But I'll say like all these guys just have that one thing from like all of us when we're younger, from like playing basketball or like other stuff like that or video games, be like, nah, run it back. Run it back. I want another round, run it back. Even though you lose it, like, nah, run it back. You don't want to deal with a guy that level of crazy because you know, like, eventually they're gonna find something on you. But even if they do get a success, it's still like, nah, run it back. We're still doing this. They'll call you on your phone the next day. You ready to run this back?
Mikey ain't got Mikey don't have the heart like Swift do. Like Mikey, we already seen like he could get discouraged and he'll just give up for a whole fucking fight because he did that with Spence. Like once he saw that Spence wasn't gonna come at him, he already elected to be on some like fuck it. His footwork's a little too much more than what I'm used to dealing with. That jab and that reach. And he's southpaw. I don't know.
It is one funny story about that fight that you talked about because of that was all that's going on. I was watching it with this one friend of mine. Like me and him, we boxed back and forth with each other a bunch of times. And one thing that drove him up the wall during that fight, because at the end of every single round, Mike would do that like that fist pump in the air.
Yeah, I was
And he
just gonna say,
got so mad during the fight. I've never seen him that angry. He's just like,
that's the only.
he was like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he playing tennis? What's he doing? Why is he always fist pumping? He's losing. Why does he keep doing that? I was like, dude, relax.
That's legitimate. That's legitimately the only highlight of Mikey's welterweight career.
That fist pump.
Well, at least before the Jesse Vargas fight.
True. Which
Yeah,
is to say that one line.
That fight was
Damn
actually
it.
pretty decent. Like that was a pretty good fight.
That's what I said from that other cast we did. I was like, damn it, Jesse. Damn it, Jesse. Why do you do this to us? You get us hype. You literally have the world behind you. The world is literally behind you. Boxing world, anyway. And he's just like, you know what? Here's a banana peel like in Mario Kart. Oh, let me spin.
Oh man.
Yeah, because dude, that's the thing. Once Mikey saw he like Spence wasn't gonna come forward like he and everybody anticipated, dude just elected to just get that shit. He didn't have no other game plan. He didn't say fuck it. You know what? Let me take a step forward, a couple steps back, and get Spence coming toward me. And by the time Spence started coming forward and really walking him down, Mikey Garcia was way out of the fight.
As we were saying earlier, perfectionist to a fault. He's expecting things to work a certain way, and when it doesn't, he's like, fuck it.
But then he don't have the heart to say fuck it. Let me just try harder.
Oh no, not that fuck it. Like let me just try shit. I just mean it didn't go to plan, so I'm just going to just sit there.
Yeah, he really sat there, but and that's the thing. Like somebody who really got that dog in them. If they shit ain't working, they just cycling into something else and trying that balls to the wall. Like even Danny Garcia, he has his little moments where he like come on, Danny, like throw punches. What the fuck? And then he'll throw the punches, and you're like, okay. Then he might go into at least he give you multiple lulls.
Yeah.
Mikey just gave you a whole fucking blank.
The one thing I can guarantee, like everybody in this call right now has that stupid moment, be like, nah, I just gotta try again.
Yeah, Mikey was like, nah, fuck that. Third round, he's like, nah, try again. Like, nigga, I'm rich. Fuck, like, but it's like, but dude, you still gonna get your ass whooped, which he did. So what was the fucking point?
I would still try something, even if I know I'm like outclassed. I'm like, the miracle punch still exists. That's why everybody keeps saying, regardless of the striking sport it is, all it takes is one shot.
Facts.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't want to ever hear someone criticize Felix Trinidad for being one-dimensional when fucking Mikey Garcia showed like the biggest one dimension of all. In a fucking fight he asked for it and no one else asked for it.
Only way I can imagine somebody complain about like Felix being one dimensional is like, oh, he had this one punch. I'm like, oh, the one punch that like KO'd a whole bunch of people. Why would you not stick to the same strategy? I'm like,
at least even Wilder gets that credit. Like
exactly. I'm just like, if you have something that works, why you gonna be like, let me switch it up next time, even though my title's on the line.
Yeah. So it's like you can't even damn, like when you got a big Wilder over Mikey Garcia, something happening.
I don't know how to feel about that statement. I do not know how to feel about that statement right there.
I'm just saying, cause it's like, bruh.
I know, but yo, I'm still recovering.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like Trinidad kept trying. He's getting his ass whooped. He's still coming forward. He's still trying. It's like Mikey Garcia was like, I mean, I'm rich.
You know, let me look at my finances right now. I'll see what the loss is by this much. I'm losing like 3% of this. So you know, I'll take this loss right now and then wait for the next time. Then I'll make a profit.
Yeah, like it was almost like he was calculating the amount of punches Spencer's gonna throw, and like if he could take them and just weather everything. I'm like,
and Spence was like, nah, fuck that.
Like, honestly, it would have been better if you would have just probably quit at that point. Like, just like, I'm good. Like,
no.
I mean, because then at least honestly, it would have looked better if he quit. Think about it. I know I'm coming on some weird, like, random. Y'all gonna be like, the fuck?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear your reasoning right now.
No, because Spence would look better for getting a stoppage, and then everybody would just feel kind of justified than Mikey getting stopped. So we wouldn't even kind of look at him like that, because we'd be like, yo, that ass whooping, and yeah, he made no, like, I mean, you got what you wanted, right? Like, and we'll move on. But the fact that he talked all this shit, you had people, and myself, I was wrong. Yep. You had people believing in him and thinking in the way he just gave up like that. Quitting the whole fight is better than quitting in the fight physically, but going the distance.
The only thing I would say that stuck out for me, the worst when they're going back and forth, was Mikey saying, like, I see something.
Yep.
I was like, I guess you saw a gate because you're not getting through this shit.
Oh, man.
Nah, King P was trying to say something.
No, I think he saw dollar signs. That's what he saw.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and see, and that's the thing. Like, it just you could say, well, yeah, he took a beat and he earned it, but like, nigga, no one told you to do that shit.
Nah. Fuck out of here. He was on some T.I. big shit popping. Nah.
Little shit stopping.
Yeah. You was the little shit that was stopping. Fuck out of here.
Bruh, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like with all that, I mean, when it's all said and done, like,
nah, that motherfucker was playing.
It was like a pit stop fight. We don't look at Spence as any better for beating Mikey Garcia. We don't really give him credit for it because he didn't stop him.
And I don't even give Mikey credit for taking the fight. Even before, I wasn't giving him credit for taking the fight. Even afterwards, but even before, he took the fight. He was playing with house money. Even if he lost, say, oh well, he's a small guy, yada yada yada. Like, nah, fuck out of here.
But this thing, how can you give Mikey credit when he gave up like in the third round and that was it?
Nah,
so it's like you can't even give him that type of credit.
There's a bunch of things that went south that he thought would work in his favor.
So remember, we saw a 12-round fight from a guy who quit in the third round.
Yes.
I don't give niggas credit for playing with house money. Nah. Fuck out of here.
I mean, it's like he took a fight that wasn't needed, but he made it. It was a risk. But then it's like he did nothing memorable for the risk. So it's like you have nothing to really respect. You just see like, it was a cash. You see it's a cash grab. and he took a beating for it. But it's like, I mean, like, yeah, he's tough, but like, tough don't look cool if you don't try to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like courageous don't look cool, like, you know what I mean? You pushing somebody out of the way of somebody driving a fucking scooter compared to you pushing somebody out of the way, motherfucking got a damn 18 van or some shit coming down the street. So it's like there's levels to this shit. Like come on, man.
Get him out of the scooter.
I'm just a dog, though. It's like shit, like. So if Spence think he gonna fucking have that situation replay itself with Danny Garcia, then yeah, wrong Garcia.
Yeah.
Just get him. I was like, Papi, we got you on a scooter, but so where the pay coming through though?
Oh man, he getting dog. If he get into the same amount of exchanges he got into it with Porter, yeah.
I personally think that he might not, but at the same time, that's not 100% certain. So,
facts. Oh man, so
we'll see. I'm kind of hyped for the fight, so fuck it. Like, I'm too hyped now. Like, I know this shit ain't gonna come until like so long. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Shit.
I'm just gonna watch old sparring footage now and just be like, yo.
And that shit. And when that shit happens, it might be in a like The Rock versus fucking Mankind in a empty arena.
But you know what? Fuck it. I don't care, because when I see these martial art movies and shit that we be watching and reviewing, Revenger. I mean, when I see that shit and motherfuckers fighting and they got a dope ass fight in some exotic locale or in some room with nobody else, I don't give a fuck. I'm just seeing a dope ass fight. So if boxing, if a motherfucker is just fighting in a fucking living room in their grandmama's house, if it's enough space and that fight's good, fuck it.
Just check out some parts in Toronto.
I'm just saying, if it's a good, you know what I'm saying? I don't need 1,000 people to be there to be like, okay, you know. Oh, y'all ever seen a good fight in a closed room, like real shit, like you right there and you hearing all the punches, like the nigga, then the blood fall and you hear the blood hit the ground and shit. Like, if you've been around some shit like that, it's like it's something else.
True, but at the same time, you can hear the blood hit the floor. That might be a cheap building that you might be in.
It's a good fucking fight. I'm just saying, like. That's what I'm saying. The background and all the shenanigans don't matter when it's a good fucking fight.
Yeah, but I'm also like, why would the blood need a voice actor? Trip. I said, why does blood need any kind of voice actor? Trip.
No, I'm talking about like you ever?
I hear you. I'm just fucking.
I'm talking about when the blood splattered all at once, or the specks hit and you hear the specks.
Yeah, I hear. I 100% understand because I've been there.
Yeah, nigga, like you of all people getting all weird and shit. Nigga, fuck out of here. You know what? I see what it is, because me and King P ain't had a semantic battle, so PJ was like, fuck it. We'll do it. Like,
I guess. But that's what's called the eye test anyway, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Because me and King P, we just been vibing this time.
Yeah, P, I just gotta be there. They bring the fuckery for no good reason, apparently.
Niggas gonna tune in and be like, damn, they ain't got the little light skinned niggas battling each other. Fuck it.
Okay, alright. You're on your own for that shit.
God damn. They agree on everything, man.
We can't let this directness come through.
Niggas like, damn, he didn't refuse not one thing with the Canelo shit. He said Floyd would be a good trainer too.
To be fair, maybe once in a while, just to bug LB, I might do something for Canelo, but otherwise, that's about it.
I mean,
the problem is like, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the only thing that I disagreed with LB about with Canelo is the whole if he takes 1 or 2 more losses, it would have made him a better fighter. Because he already had the fucking, he already did enough where like the judges were in his back pocket anyway, so he was gonna get close decision losses. That even if it's like, there's gonna be, it wouldn't have made a difference to me.
So I'm gonna answer in the way.
Hell
Hang
yeah.
on, one second. I'm just gonna answer in the way I understood it, because I don't know if he was thinking. I don't know how LB was thinking about it. It's like, yes, you're right in the sense of like certain losses, things like that, but losses to who? If it's a loss to somebody who's a high caliber opponent, it would make a guy who's competitive like Canelo want to be like, I want the run back. I'm going to immediately get better.
We're not talking about a Kirkland loss. If you would have lost that fight, my God. We're not talking about an Angulo loss.
If he lost to Kirkland.
Okay. Better question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think, like, for example, do you think anything would have changed if the judges would have given the decision to Lara?
I think Canelo's footwork and cutting off the ring would have gotten better.
I personally think. Sorry,
because the way he tried to train other shit, like the way he tried to train his defense to be better after the Floyd loss, I feel like he would have kind of broadened the focus on shit. Because that's the only improvement I really saw him make. But even then, it's through a tainted glass window, because he fought, like Nacho Bernstein said, he fought the type of fighters that weren't going to test him offensively. So it's like, is he really getting better or management getting better?
I would say the Lara fight was possibly the one that was like more of a test fight for him, and then the manager was just like, we're stepping in.
But this is the thing. I picked Lara to win that fight, and y'all could swag science.
On paper, I picked Lara too.
I picked Lara, but the thing is, I came back and said Canelo deserved to win. Like, I scored it for Canelo.
Yeah, because okay, I need to ask this. How did you pick Lara when Lara picked the finest bicycle? And I'm saying it as a guy. I'm saying it as a guy who likes to move.
Okay.
I like to move.
I mean, he did move a bit, but he still outlanded him. He still threw more punches than him. He still landed the cleaner shots. Most of the time,
I'm not even call it a robbery, because I felt like
it's not a robbery. I don't think it's a robbery.
It's a competitive fight.
Yeah, it's a could go either way type of fight. Just like I felt like the Trout fight to me could have been a draw.
That's what I say. If a fight could go either way, I just decided to say I call it competitive. That's what I call it. If it could go either way, it's technically competitive.
No, a competitive clear win is Mayweather versus Castillo Part 2. That's a clear 7 rounds to 5 rounds type of fight. Just like Jermaine Taylor, Hopkins, one or the other.
One or the other.
No, because I'm saying in one fight, there's a guy that wins 7 rounds or 8 rounds clearly.
And then the other fight, the flip side happens again.
Yeah, but the thing is, some people feel like Taylor won the first fight. Some people feel like he won the second. Some people feel like he won the both. But
my question is,
whatever,
like,
but
what happened to B-Hop in the entire conversation?
because he didn't do fucking enough. And that's the thing with Canelo, he's having these fucking. He doesn't have that victory over someone his level in their prime, where he clearly wins without controversy, plot armor, and all that other shit.
Actually, you point out something that actually stuck out. Kind of thinking about some of his other fights. There are times outside of the guys who were like clearly not his level, when he does legit hurt a guy who's like not necessarily like at his level, but they're pretty decent. He never goes beyond that. He'll hurt you,
he's trying to one-shot
but
him.
He'll look at you. Yeah, I was gonna say yes. That's one of the things he's aiming for, the one shot. Once in a while, I'm saying like for some of his early fights, he'll get the one shot, but he'll try and do something afterwards. But every time he knows someone has a legitimate threat of some sort, he might get that one shot, but he doesn't go beyond.
Because he doesn't let the punches go. That's what I'm saying. Like when King Pete asked that question, I'm saying that's one aspect I felt like Canelo could have improved if he legit got the loss from Lara. Even though I felt like he won that fight, even after I picked Lara to win that fight. So I'm not trying to be biased. Now the Golovkin fight is another fight where the first fight, like, that was a robbery.
But here's the thing, and you mentioned the first fight, and I mean, the first fight, I don't think anything would have changed if they actually gave him a loss on the first fight, because he treated the second fight as if he lost the first fight.
I mean, it was a draw. He was supposed to, like.
I mean, I agree with Pete too. No, it's not even like, the fact it's like whether it's a draw or not. It's just like how he approached it. Not what the decision was not. It's just how.
And the thing is, not like he got better. It's just he fought a little different. Like, you could say he got hurt in the second fight. Like, so there's people who there's people like myself who still had him losing the second fight too.
He changed his approach for the second fight. So it's not, I mean, he knows that most people feel he lost the first fight, and that he can't get away with what he did in the first fight, so he has to take a different approach. And he did that without actually, and that's even without actually getting the official loss. So if he would have gotten the loss,
but the thing is, okay, if you make that point, then he still couldn't win clean. I'm sounding like Paulie Malignaggi now. So what 7 rounds did Canelo win in the rematch?
I'd have to watch the fight again.
So basically he got a gift draw in the first fight and then fought to a real draw in the second fight.
I think I had it like 7-5 Canelo. I gotta watch it again though. It's been a while. So I can't point out what rounds he won and what rounds he didn't win. I think the one round that we disagree on is, I thought he actually won the last round, and you said you thought he won the last round, and fucking even his trainer Abel thought he lost the last round. So I knew I wasn't tripping when I thought that, but we differ on that.
Yeah, I mean, Abel, man, like, he bought into the whole narrative of the whole Mexican style shit, like, and I feel like that's what Canelo fought it, like that's what people bought it into.
Let me just hop in quick, because I know
Canelo didn't improve. He just fought Mexican style, like, because the thing is, he still got fucking outboxed, like, he still got outlanded.
Okay, here's the thing. Really, is if at that stage in his career, at that point, I feel like, isn't he kind of maxed out anyway? I don't think there's anything he can really improve on. It's just he could change his approach on things. So I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like
let me just hop in real quick here.
Hold on, we don't know unless he takes the type of fights where we could see an improvement. That's been my whole biggest point. We don't know if he improved from the fucking Lara fight, because who would he fucking fight?
No, he
didn't fight no Andre. He didn't fight no Charlo brothers.
No, it bounces off of this. This is one of the things that I'm very iffy about when these kind of decisions come through, where it's just like, okay, the judges pick this and this and this. The thing is, I was like, wow, I might actually be doing a plug. Like, one of my earlier articles was saying, like, what do the judges see versus what do we see? Here's the thing that makes it really, really tricky. Because the thing is, it's like, even though we know what the judges do and things like that, overall, we are biased in some form of way. Some people might like one way or the other. But the other thing that makes it really tricky, this is what makes the Canelo Triple G, depending on what side you're looking at, a little murky. So because of like how we say this person won because XYZ or this person won because XYZ, is based on what do you prioritize more over in terms of what they are looking for. Because I know in terms of because me and LB have talked about it way too much than we should. The second Canelo fight, I talk about like how Canelo is pushing forward, but he also comes back with the fact of how well was Triple G using that jab. They counter each other. So the catch is like, what do you lean towards? And the thing is, I also know why he leans towards in sense of the use of the jab. But at the same time, I know for slipping and rolling what Canelo does. But at the same time, I'm also wondering, what does he do after the fact? The catch is,
I mean, this is the thing. We weren't really trying to like get into the technical aspects of the fight. Like, we were just, it was more of elaborating on. It was more elaborating on King P's statement, and
I'm
I guess
sorry.
y'all niggas got the little semantic battle after all. So I mean, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much to wrap it. We just hope that the judges they see the same thing. I mean, hopefully the judges don't have the same conflict when it comes time to see Spence and Danny Garcia do their thing. If they show one different, they show preference for one style to the other. So
no, that's not gonna happen anyway because if Danny know what's good for him, he gonna get that KO.
We'll see. But I think we talked about more than enough about that because we went off in different directions and shit.
Oh man, like it was straight.
I'm
everywhere.
sorry.
Yeah. So let me wrap up. So final thoughts, LB.
Yo, ringgameradio.com. Like y'all just follow. Y'all just follow shit, man. Yeah, yo. Shout out to all the new subscribers, all the people worldwide that fuck with us. He's gonna hit y'all with new content. Just follow, subscribe, like, share. Y'all know the deal, man. It's Shuttleworth, LB, Lauderdale Boss, Soul Wars, Gold Artists.
Yes, sir. AOP, you got any final thoughts, bro?
You already know. Same shit every day. Ring Gang Radio forever. Forever, ever, we the new Wu-Tang. We bomb atomically.
Facts.
Yeah, but we underrated like boot camp click.
Yeah. We like the healthy shelter of this shit.
Word.
AOPJ, you got any final thoughts, bro?
First thing I'll do is sorry for me going off topic like that. I just get caught up when it comes to involving boxing. But otherwise, follow ringgangradio.com. I just recently, after management gave me some encouragement, I made a new article for boxing, so it will pop up at some point. But otherwise, hit up ringgangradio.com. You know where to find us. You'll see anything involving us. So that's it.
Yeah, it'll pop up sometime this weekend.
Yes.
Nigga been busy. I mean, y'all waited all week. Y'all get some shit.
There you go.
Fight architect.
Over a month.
And I mean, pretty much my final thoughts echo LB's. Like say, for all the new subscribers to our channel and everything like that. It was great. We're glad that you're fucking with us and you like our videos, particularly one particular video that we've put up. So yeah, you like that video, just check out the other videos we have, man. It's all good shit, John Blaze shit. And like I said, if you like that, you like it, you leave a comment, and tell your friends too, so they can subscribe to this. And then other than that, just keep it, Ring Gang Radio forever, man. We keep it pushing, we keep it moving, no matter what goes on in the boxing world or music world or whatever, man. We always still come up with something for y'all. So for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, for PJ, the Fight Architect. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So, till next time, peace.